What's up? What's up? What's up? Get this set up. Ain't nobody in here yet, but that's cool. I expect people to be at work, even though it's Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. I know jobs don't be really caring about that. So this live is gonna be for the viewers who at work right now or busy, whatever it is. It's 12 o'clock on the West Coast time, so it should be 3 o'clock on the East Coast. We're gonna try to do another at least hour today. Yesterday I did 2 hours, so for me to be back now and try to do another video, proud of myself. Well, I mean, not another video, but another live. But once again, shit, I could have hopped on this mark super early when I first woke up because the house was quiet, everybody was still asleep, and now everybody up. So they did. Kids don't go back to school till Wednesday. But yeah, if you tuning into this live or if you tuning into this video later, make sure you light your blunt up. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video, comment, and enjoy the show. Enjoy the video. But I read this. I ain't even read the article. Honestly, I'm keep it real. I just seen a CNN post. What was it? A Bloomberg post. And it was saying how weed lowers your chances of getting corona. But when you Google it, you'll see some articles say weed raises your chances of getting corona. So I realized, not that I realized, but I noticed you can find anything you believe in on YouTube. So if you believe devil is the God, this devil is the real God, you can find that on Google. If you believe you can breathe underwater, I'm pretty sure if you type "can you breathe underwater" in Google, you gonna find somebody who wrote an article about it. So whatever you believe in, you can find it. You can find things to back up your beliefs. So that's why you should never argue with somebody about what they believe in. For the simple fact, who gives a fuck? It ain't you. It's their life. Like, since when? I mean, not since when, because they've been doing it, but why do we judge people who got total different beliefs than us when none of us was raised in the same household? None of us went to the same school. None of that. Yeah, we always talking about, oh, this person lame or they did that lame, whatever it is. We like to be judgmental. And even me, to a sense, I be judgmental sometimes, but I always check myself. Every time I catch myself on social media and I see something, I start talking about somebody in a negative manner or whatever manner, I'll check myself. And I even check myself when I start doing that to myself. If I think negative too much, not even think negative, because I don't, like I said, I don't really a person who think negative thoughts like that. But when those thoughts do come in, or if I'm being hard on myself, I gotta check myself so I don't be that type of person. Like, cause if you could be a person who judge yourself so hard that you don't even want to do nothing, you don't even want to complete nothing. You be too scared of your own self, of failing. So only way you could truly fail if you don't try. You just quit. But quitting, that's a whole nother story. Because you could quit the right thing and it could lead you to what you're really supposed to be doing. So super unprofessional to be smoking and coughing online, but I don't give a fuck. Honestly. Man, I posted the short. I don't know if everybody's seen it though. Is Master P or Snitch or not? Because in the video, he said if one of his homeboys do a crime, he got 3 days to turn himself in. So in my head, when I seen that, I'm like, shit. If he got 3 days to turn himself in, what if he don't turn himself in the 3 days? Is you gonna tell for him? Like, is you gonna snitch on him? I understood where he was coming from though too, but at the same time, is that considered being a snitch? Like, it's your homeboy do a crime, you ain't got nothing to do with it. Let's just say y'all together, and he rob a store, and you just in a car driving, and he run out, get in the car, y'all drive off, you don't know nothing, and he tell you, "Hey, I just robbed your store." Are you gonna be cool with that? And he, because at the same time, if you come down to it and the police see the cameras of your friend robbing the store and you driving off, they gonna put both of y'all in the same category as into y'all's co-conspirators or whatever you want to call it. So me, I understand what Master P was coming from, but at the same time, he was Master P was a street nigga. So I wonder, like, has Master P ever snitched on somebody in his life? But then again, who really cares? He ain't had nothing to do with me. And if my life was on the line, and don't try to play with me, I'll snitch quick. Nah, not really. I ain't no street nigga. I ain't in that type of lifestyle. So if somebody do a crime around me, I got all the whole right to tell because I got a lot going on in my life, and I ain't about to lose out on my what I got going on because of you or anybody else. So I truly get what Master P was talking about. You know what I could start doing on my lives? Really just talking about the shorts that I just posted. Like that'll help me when ain't nobody in my life. That could just help me talk about something like the video. The short I posted today, 2 hours ago, it said it was a video of a man talking about how he dropped out of his university to sell hot dogs, and all his old friends be like, they was basically laughing at him like, "Hey, you dropped out to sell hot dogs? Like you dropped out of university to sell hot dogs?" And now he's a multi-millionaire, and the people he was going to college with, I'm pretty sure, like they in debt, student loan debt, whatever it is. But man, you got to do what you got to do sometimes, and a lot when you start chasing your dreams, or when you got a goal, or you got an idea to do something, like Moses. And this is not to talk about religion, nothing, but not Moses, but Noah. He started building the ark. Nobody knew what he was doing. Heck, he didn't even know what he was building it for. He was just following orders. But nah, he knew it was gonna rain. I think he did because he was telling people it was gonna rain. But at the same time, nobody knew what he was doing, and they would laugh at him. They would talk about Noah for building this ark when it hadn't rained where they was at for like I don't know how many years. So when he finally built it and it started to rain, them same people that was laughing at him needed his help, but he had already shut the door. Like so, man, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like shit, stick to your goal, whatever it is. Don't let nobody distract you from what you're trying to build for yourself or what type of goal you set for yourself. Like most of the time, when you're not conforming to what the world or your friends want you to do, they gonna laugh at you with it. They gonna talk behind your back. They gonna hope you fit. But then when you start succeeding, they gonna like, oh, I've been cheering for you this whole time. No, the fuck you wasn't. Hey, your motherfucking ass was hating. Um, my whole thing is don't worry about what other people say, think, do if it ain't got nothing to do with me. If it ain't gonna fill my pockets up, if it ain't gonna build my happiness up, I'm not gonna focus on that. I'm not gonna worry about what nobody thinks, say, do, care, cause what you sheep don't make, what you eat don't make me shit. Simple as that. What else I post? Ti says ain't nobody musically fucking with him. Not Jay-Z, not Nas, not Pusha T, not Ye, nobody. Like, and for Ti to say ain't nobody musically fucking with him, yeah, that's like I want to see how the people he called out, how they gonna react to it. Because at the same time, he called out some people like his peers. Like I'm pretty sure they got they got the same, they got each other's phone number. So when he said that video, I'm pretty sure he got some calls. So, but this ain't the first time Ti called out a heavyweight in the industry. He called out 50 Cent first. So I like Ti. I've never been a like huge Ti fan, but I did like the songs that came on the radio or the songs that I heard throughout the time. Like one of my favorite Ti songs is with Nelly, and it's called Get Loose. I think that was on his like probably like his second album. Ti got some hits though. He got a lot of hits, honestly. So and like people he called out, I understand what he's saying. Like when he said he's musically, like he got more better songs. Like because when I think about Jay Z, when I think about Jay Z's hits, his musically hits, most of the time I ain't really care about him. Like excuse me, miss, come through. Like I ain't really like that song. Or girls, girls. Like I ain't really like none of Jay's. Big Pimpin' and I love that song though. But Jay Z got a lot of hits too. And when T.I. saying musically, he's not talking about Jay Z's impact as far as business wise, like lyrics wise. He talking about like when you hear a song, like nah, Nas is another one of the people who are legend in the game. But at the same time, I don't really bump Nas like that. Like Nas ain't my favorite rapper. Like yeah, he dope. He dropped Ether, but as far as hits, like Ti. I feel like Ti got way more hits than Nas. I feel like Ti. Kanye. I don't know if he got more hits than Ye. But once again, when it comes down to the songs I like, who if it my opinion, I like more songs of Ti than I like of Kanye. And that's musically. And I ain't talking about no producing nothing. I'm just talking about straight songs that I like Ti. I like Ti way better than I like Kanye, Pusha T, Jay Z, Nas, and just Ti ain't even my favorite rapper by far. But the people he called out, nah, when Ti called out 50 Cent, yeah, 50 Cent is my like was my number one favorite rapper. So I'm gonna go back to 2003 when I first discovered heard of 50 Cent, and I'm like, no, Ti, you cannot compare, like, cause I know songs like that's not technically hits on the radio, but songs on the mixtapes that I'm like that probably nobody heard of. And Ti got songs like that too, but once again, I wasn't no huge Ti fan. I'm more of a 50 Cent fan. But I wonder how like the people gonna respond who he called out because he called out a lot of people. So Rick Ross, I've been posting a lot of Rick Ross videos. Rick Ross talk. I posted a video a day ago yesterday, I guess. I be posting so many shorts, it be feeling like I posted that like a week. I don't remember posting some of the videos because I've been posting so many videos. So, but in this video, he said you gotta live off loyalty, yeah, but not money. But it's hard to find loyalty out here today. It's truly hard to be loyal. Like, I mean, not hard to be loyal. It's easy for me to be loyal. It's hard to find loyalty for the simple fact people is not real. All right, and you could tell a person not real by the music they listen to. So if they listen to a bunch of bullshit type of music, like shiesty music. Not to say poo shiesty, but they listen to a bunch of music about robbing, killing, like them ain't no loyal people. Like if they listen to a bunch of backdoor music, Chicago music, I don't really too much trust that person. Like for real. Like and I like King Von. Like once again, like I love King Von music, but at the same time, if your favorite rappers is like top Chicago artists, I'm like, yeah, I can't trust you. I don't know what type of what you are like because your mindset is programmed to think in a certain way. Like I said in previous lives, music programs you to think a certain way. So if you listen to something all day, every day, you're gonna start to emulate what you're listening to. So once again, when I see people or people come towards me, if I talk to people, if I'm friends or with a person or associates with a person, I'm the one who, if I get in the car with you, we listening to my music. Like I don't listen. I don't want to hear nothing. You, I don't want to hear nothing. I want to hear with my music. So that's gonna consist of Nipsey Hussle and mostly Money Man. Like anybody who know me that sees me in real life and they has been in the car with me, like they know the only thing I listen to is either Nipsey Hussle or Money Man, and that's because it's motivating me. Now I add a Young Dolph, like Kayla, I add a Young Dolph to my list, but before it was just Nipsey, Money Man, and then King Von. I was like, he only put out 3 albums or 3 mixtapes or whatever. He put out an album and 2 mixtapes, so he didn't put out a lot of content. He didn't get to put out a lot of content, so it's easy for me to just listen to his music, all his not all his music, but a lot of his music within a short period of time. And I'm like, dang, I need to listen to something else because I can't listen to King Von every day, 24/7. Like, cause then I'm start thinking like King Von. So I'm gonna be on some like, tell what I'm gonna be on. So little, but I don't know how they got for loyalty. Like, but yeah, it's hard to find loyalty out here these days because everybody got their own agenda. You never truly know what's on a person's mind because we think like I think it's 6,000 thoughts a day or 60,000 thoughts a day. So most of the time, a person's thoughts they don't be positive thinking thoughts. So my whole thing is, man, I'm not about to have nobody around me if I don't truly know that person. So it's family only. I only got family around me. I only hang with family, so it's good for me. But I've learned my lessons because it was times where I had groups of friends. Like I was in group chats with niggas. And them type of niggas was talking behind my back, like on some competition type shit. So you gotta let them type of people go, like shit. And when I was around those type of circles, I was cheating and shit. Like I was cheating on my girl and shit. I wasn't a faithful ass nigga. So once I got by myself and like started focusing on me, not focusing on what other friends was doing, not like worrying about gossip, none of that, not trying to go out. Not I mean I wasn't too much of a heavy drinker, but once I stopped doing all that, once I stopped focusing on trying to get woman pussy, once I stopped trying to get some pussy, then I was able to like, okay, can if you can focus on getting you some money, like, cause shit, that's what was distracting you trying to get girls. Like, you already had a girl, Ken, if you already had have a girl, but yet you're still trying to get other women. So I'm like, that ain't the right way. Especially when I was becoming more spiritual, I was realizing, like, I always knew karma was real. when I woke up, it was like that karma started coming way quicker. Like, well, I do some shiesty shit, like texting a DM and a girl, and my spirit, my ancestors, they expose me to my girl the next day, or she'll have a dream, something like she'll do something. The last time I did something, man, I had told her, I'm like, if I'm gonna, cause I was always open with her, not honest. I was always open with her, so I'm like, if I do some shit, cause I knew I had a problem. I knew I had an issue. I had a lust issue. I knew I had a temptation problem. But I was trying to fix that shit. Like I wasn't a person that was just like, yeah, I'm cool with being this type of individual. Cause I'm like, man, I'm trying to be right. I'm trying to do right. So the last time I had put her name on my Instagram, so I'm like, if I like DM another girl, I'll just take your name off of it. So my ass thinking I'm slick, still did the DM the girl. The girl, I mean, it wasn't even the girl who exposed me. It was the spirit who exposed me because her name ended up getting deleted off my Instagram, and I didn't do it. Like, so she had peeped that her name had disappeared off my Instagram, so she was like, "Oh, this nigga doing some shit," and me thinking I'm slick, I'm like, "Man, I ain't doing nothing." Cause I ain't delete that. I ain't delete your name off my Instagram. But the whole time it was my spirit, like my ancestors did that shit to tell me, Kenneth, you can't keep doing wrong and thinking you gonna get away with it. So you really need to be positive. Like, and then that's around the time I created Positive Minds Only. And I'm like, man, how I'm gonna be a famous person talking about Positive Minds Only when I'm doing snake shit behind the scenes? Like, how's that gonna work out? Like, once again, that's going down with loyalty. Like I wasn't no loyal ass nigga at a point in time. Like until I turned 28, like I was on some not robbing niggas, not shooting, but just trying to get girls, trying to get pussy, trying to chase after temptation, lust. Like I knew I had a problem. I knew I couldn't be faithful. I don't know why I was like so from the time I was 18, not 8 yet. From the time I was 19, I couldn't stop cheating. No matter what. No matter who I was, no matter how good the woman was. I couldn't control my lust for other women when I was not around my woman. Like, so if my girl was around, I wasn't trying to do nothing. But when we wasn't around, like, then I was, because the first time I cheated, that's crazy. I didn't think I'd be talking about the first time I cheated. But the first time I cheated, I was in the military. It was May, around April, May 2009. And I'm in the military. I'm in cook school, Marines. Just got out of boot camp. And I'm at the mall. I see this dark skinned girl. I don't think I should put her name out there. But still, like, I seen her. And I was always the quiet individual. I was always the person in the group. Because we would go out in groups and I would be the quiet one. But I'll be the one who's dressed down. Like when I would get my military checks when I first got in, I was 18, 19. I was spending nothing on shoes and clothes. So every first and the 15th, I didn't have bills. So I didn't have to worry about none of that shit. I didn't have no type of responsibilities. So, well, I did have my son at 19. So that responsibility, but I wasn't truly taking care of him. I was 19. I didn't even have a dad like to show me what the fuck to do. So like back to the cheating story. Like I bet the girl what's crazy is I didn't even say nothing to her the first day I met her. All I did was I put my phone. I had the screen. I had a touch screen phone. Oh, I forgot that it was called the Sprint Instinct phone. It was one of the first all touch screen phones. So I unlocked my the phone was already unlocked, but I had the screen on the phone number. We dialed a number, and I slid my phone to her without saying nothing at all, and she just automatically like I knew like and just put her number in. So for the longest time, like she never heard my voice. All I was doing was just texting. And did because she was in the army, I was in the Marines, but we was on the same base for cooking school. So like, and my girl was back home in Indiana. I was in Virginia. So this is the first time I'm out on my own. Like I'm getting money. Like I don't got no responsibilities. I ain't got to worry about a car. Got to worry about rent. None of that, cause the military takes care of all of that. So and they not teaching you how to handle your money. Nobody is saying save your money. No, no, it's none of that. It's a you 18. You all you got to do is once you get through boot camp, you abide by the rules. So the rules is like when you was I was in cook school, you had to be in at a certain time, and then after the school, like you got to be free. But you, like I said, you had a curfew, and then on the weekends you got the whole day free, but you still had to be in by like 2 a.m. So I meet this girl, and what's crazy, we both have the same initials, KB. My name is Kenneth Brady. Her name was KB, as in whatever. But and then like we had so many much, we had a lot in common, so it felt like it was a soulmate who I was meeting, like because she was like the exact type of person I was, quiet, shy, like. And then like I ended up cheating on my baby mama with her, and what's crazy is she had found out the girl I had cheated on my baby mama with. She found out that I had a girl. This is around MySpace time, like so. I don't know. I think I had created another. Yeah, I had created a second MySpace profile. That's crazy. I forgot I had did this, but I was on some slick shit. I created a second MySpace profile, so my girl didn't know about that one. She only knew about my her original. So I only had certain pictures on there and shit. Like, and I had this girl on there, and I don't even think I was friends with myself. And what's crazy is the only way I was able to be, it was so, I was able to get away with it so long. This is early uh 2009. So internet trash, like phones, face, so MySpace on your phone trash. Like if you anybody who's 30 years old or older or around my age, if you know about MySpace and being on your phone, like you couldn't see shit. The pictures was trash, everything was trash. So like me cheating, like this is the first time I'm cheating in person, like meeting a girl in person. Oh, I met my baby mama in person, but a lot of times back in those days, in my high school days, in my like I would date people over the phone, like meaning like we'd meet people at the mall, and then the girls would have friends, and then like my brothers would hook up with the girls that we met at the mall, and then I would hook up with the girl who's a friend that I didn't meet. So all we would go off of was voice. So I had a lot of relationships like that until my baby mama came. And then like that was my first real relationship. So for me to cheat on her, like I was a dog ass nigga. But once again, I'm 18, I'm 19, I'm in the military. I ain't got no fucking responsibilities. I got money. Like I get to buy all the clothes and shoes I want. And once again, I ain't had no guidance. I ain't had no dad. I ain't had no mom to tell me what the fuck was right and wrong. I had an older brother who definitely wasn't leading me doing the right way at the time. He was encouraging me to buy clothes and shoes. I was trying to be, well, he wasn't really encouraging me. I was just trying to be like him. He went into the Navy a year before me, so I seen what he had. I seen like he had everything he wanted. I'm like, man, shit, I'm gonna do the same thing. So be meeting this girl and not even saying nothing to her, but just handing her my phone so she could put her number in, and then we just texting from there. Like for me to cheat on my baby mama with her, I'm like, I know it has something to do with it was some spiritual shit. Like, cause I connected with like both of them, and I had told my girl before. This is what's crazy. I introduced the girl I cheated on my baby mama. I introduced them. They became friends, and then I end up telling my baby mama, "That's the girl I cheated on you with," and that's the reason I broke up with my baby mama. Because I'm like, damn, I already fucked up. Like this is a good girl. She ain't ever did nothing. And me, I'm all out here being a fucking dog. So I'm like, man, fuck this shit. I gotta be a man and man up. Like, and then this is we just had our son, so for me to break up with her and through a text message, like that was damn. I was a like I could deserve the karma that came after that. Like, best believe I got my karma. Like, if you know me and you know my life story, like, cause I don't know if you came through the podcast, listen to the Positive Minds Only podcast. Like, if you know anything about me, like, you know, like, I went through a bunch of shit, and it's probably because of the bullshit I took my baby mama through. But I didn't know at the time. Once again, I'm just living life. I'm a teenager. I'm a kid. I'm glad I'm out of Gary, Indiana. I'm in Virginia, and once again, shit. If you a teen, early 20s, you're gonna always want to have sex. You're gonna always want to do that. So my girl in a whole different state, I couldn't help but to like cheat. But that went back and like that tied into like me why I was like that. It had to do with trauma shit that I dealt with in my past, like as a kid. So me, like shit, going through what I went through, it made me become the person who was deceitful, who was mischievous, like who was a manipulator. Like I became that person off of what I dealt with through life, just going through life ups and downs and obstacles. So it wasn't like I wanted to hurt my son's mom. It was like it was just in me to do that shit. So when I broke up with her, I thought that was the best thing for like both of us. Cause even though she didn't know about it at the time, she didn't know I cheated. But I'm pretty sure she had feelings, good feelings. Now that I think about it, she had had dreams and shit. So man, I broke up with her, and then of course I dated for a while, and then that's when I met my ex-wife. And this is all 2009. So I broke up with my baby mama in 2009 and met my ex-wife in 2009, the end of 2009. So that she became my karma. When I look back on my life, my ex-wife is was definitely my karma. And my baby mama told me like later on in life, she like, yes, I was praying like that God dealt with you. So her shit came true. Well, she manifested it. Like when I think about it, it don't be like your prayers are answered because you just prayed so hard. No, you manifested it. You believed it. You seen it. Like you wanted it. You put so much emotion, and I understood why she did that. But at the same time, like, bro, what I went through, homelessness, being broke, like being stuck in a cult like church, like I'm telling you, like, man, for me to make it here now, and I wasn't taking care of my son in the process. And the karma came because my best friend ended up dating my baby mama. I've never told nobody that. Like, this is the first time I'm exposing that information out loud. And I'm pretty sure if she was to see this shit, she'd be mad as fuck. But she didn't know that. Like, let's get this straight. My baby mama didn't know that was my best friend. She just met him one time. But at the time, like, they started dating, I thought she knew, so I was livid. Like I wanted to kill this nigga because I'm like, man, him. We was together every day from fifth grade, the summer before fifth grade started to our sophomore year in high school. We was probably together every single day. So around senior year and like about the time we graduated, we kind of drifted apart. So we really wasn't like best friends at the time. He probably was. He definitely had other friends because we definitely went our separate ways. So honestly, the nigga wasn't my best friend. Yeah, that nigga was definitely not my best friend. but that just showed it, like, I don't trust motherfuckers today because at this time, I'm 19. To me, be 19 and figure out your baby mama is dating your best friend, like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? Like, and I was in the military, I was in the Marines, and they was teaching me how to kill people with my hands. Like it was teaching me how to shoot. Like man, I was a trained killer and finding out like damn, this is going on. Like and I'm like I'm ready to, but I had to, that voice in the back of my head like nigga, don't fuck up your life trying to take this like trying to kill another nigga because he dating your baby mama. So I'm like man, fuck it, I'm out. Anyway, I already cheated on my baby mama, so I'm like hey, I guess this is my karma. That's why I always chalked it up to, I always looked at like what I do bad, I always know that shit gonna come back on me. So I'm like this is just my karma, I can't be too mad. And at the same time, this nigga ain't got shit on me. That's what I was thinking in my mind. I'm like, this nigga ain't got shit on me. I already know your life is gonna be miserable because I know the type of nigga he is. So I'm like, all I could do is just boss up. And but what happened was I met the worst decision that I mean the worst. I ain't gonna say the worst person. She's not a bad individual, but the red flags was there, and I ignored them motherfuckers heavily. I ignored every single red flag from my mama telling me, "Hey, don't marry that girl." My grandma saying I don't like her. Like just the bullshit we like I went through with her before we got married, but I had my daughter with her, so that's what it was. When I had my first daughter, I'm like, man, I don't want to fucking uh, leave my kid, my first daughter. I had already left my son along with my baby mama, but I already knew she was a good mom, but she was a good person. But like when I met my second baby mama, my ex-wife, like, and I had a daughter, I started going back to church. That's what it was. I started going back to church, and the pastor was saying, "Hey, you need to marry a person if you like having babies with her. Y'all sleeping around." So I'm like, "Damn, let me listen to God," because I was a Christian, and bruh, that was the worst thing I could have did. Not the worst because we had 3 kids and I love my children and I have custody of them today. So it all turned out good. But after the fact, after I left my baby mama and I found out she was dating my so-called best friend, then to meet the worst case scenario as a baby mama like, that you could ever happen. But nah, I'm pretty sure there's worse baby mamas out there. So and once again, she ain't that bad now. Now that I'm gone, I'm in a whole nother marriage. I'm good now, but before when I was going through that shit, my baby mama's dreams came true. As far as me getting my karma, I got that shit tenfold. Like, cause for it was like the next 10 years, like I was struggling, like for real. Like for the next 10 years, I struggled until like I woke up from whatever that was. Then I was able to become my best self. But for the next 10 years, I was cheating on people. I cheated on like my ex-wife. Like it was crazy about this. Like let me tell you another story. Like when my ex-wife, she cheated on me first, but I was always trying to flirt with other girls anyway, so I didn't give a fuck. But when she cheated on me the first time I was in Afghanistan, bruh, once again, I wish. I mean, I'm thankful that I was across the country because I ain't no telling what I would have did if I was back home and I found out she was cheating. But once again, I understood like Kenneth, you not the perfect person anyway. Like if somebody gonna cheat, hey, you deserve to be cheated on. So, like I always never really gave a fuck, but when she did it and I was in Afghanistan and she had my daughter around a nigga and had him driving my car, living in my house. Like that shit'll fucking mentally do something to you. But once again, I never truly loved this girl either. So it was like I always wanted my baby mama still, even throughout the bullshit. Like I always like wanted her over like the other one. So yeah, my Insta definitely got hacked, but I'm cool with that shit. It made me focus more on YouTube, honestly, shit, for real. So and now my YouTube channel is going up just as fast as my Instagram channel was going down. I mean, not channel, but my Instagram was going. I was losing followers on Instagram every single day. So for me to be on YouTube now and I'm gaining subscribers every day, like I'll take that trade any day. So, um, and those really wasn't my followers. Those wasn't my subscribers. Or yeah, they wasn't my followers. Those were CJ's, my brother. So now I got my own. I'm got my own subscribers. So fair trade to me. Like I look at all the positive. Like you always got to look at the positive. But the nigga who hacked me, that nigga a cold ass motherfucker though. I had a conversation with the nigga who hacked me, and then I put a curse on his ass. For real. People don't know. Like, yeah, I'm one of them people. Like, I know some shit, and best believe, yeah, I ain't put a curse on him because he hacked my Instagram. Put a curse on him because he kept like trying to like what is the word extort me basically. You know, like trying to, hey, if you give me this, I'll give you your stuff back. If you give me this, like I'm like, bruh, if you don't leave me alone, like cause I had already told him from jump, man, I don't even give a fuck about the Instagram. Like, it was a burden anyway. Like seeing your followers go down every single day, like for the past 3 years. Like I got to a height of like 33,000, maybe 34,000, and then I fell out with my brother, and since then my Instagram was going down. So it went from like 34,000 to 27,000. So I was didn't give a fuck about the Instagram anyway. I wasn't really posting on there every day anyway. So I'm like, after it got hacked, it was like a burden taken off my shoulders, because I'm like, that was the last thing I was holding on to, anything my brother ever gave me. So the now I can build my own Instagram up, or no, focus more on YouTube, and this is gonna be monetized. So like, man. But yeah, I've been through some crazy shit in my life, for real. Especially dealing with women. Now I'm in like the best position. Like now, yeah, like my wife now is like, whew, thank God she ain't nothing like my ex. Like, when you know you with your partner, your divine partner, like it's a it's a good feeling. If me and my wife argue, it's once out of every 3 years, 4 years. Like, yeah, it's very rare. Like, we argue. Like, so with my ex-wife, it was like an argument every day, almost every day. No, I mean, it got to a point where I just started ignoring her. Like, that, I feel like when a person want to argue with you, the best way to beat them is to be quiet. Let them motherfucker talk to themselves. Like, good shit. Argue with a fool only prove there's two. So I learned that a long time ago. I ain't about to argue with no fucking body. I found myself in an argument probably like last month, and I caught myself. I had to check myself in the middle of the argument. You know when that voice start talking to you in your head while you doing some like doing some shit you probably ain't supposed to. Your conscious, like my conscious, like, hey, you don't need to be arguing with these two fools. Like they ain't got shit going for their life. Like they can get you off. Like people will knock you off your path easily, like just by being a fucked up, by hating who they are, by hating, like, damn, like I see this dude every day. He with his family, he dressed nice, like he got dogs and shit, like, but people would hate you for just being you, like being a like yo, or because I don't even talk to people in my neighborhood. Besides, like, yeah, I don't really talk to nobody. Besides, like, the older people, like, or the people that just wave and they see me. Well, actually, one day, one lady just came out and like, hey, can I get a picture with you? I'm like, what the fuck? Because I'm like, I ain't been on no YouTube for a minute. So I'm like, but I already been getting signs, like, from the universe, like, hey, wherever you going, like, you really about to blow up. So just make sure you stay in control. Make sure you stay grounded. So, like, but life humbled me, of course. Like, I've been through a bunch of shit, a bunch of bullshit to get to where I'm at. So I don't take it for granted. Like, I thank the universe every day. I thank God every day. So, but shit, this shit been a crazy ass ride. But it's been more smooth since I've been on my, like, for the past couple years. Like, my life been way more smooth. My account getting hacked like that, that's been big, one of the biggest things that happened to me recently. And getting scammed out of like 100, what, $150, I think. Yeah, I got scammed out $150 and my fucking IG getting hacked. So, and that's the start. That started at 2022. So, like my 2022 kind of started off kind of fucked up because that motherfucker hacked me right after the New Year. It ain't happened on the New Year, it happened the day after. So I'm like, shit. At least I had a good New Year. Like it was everything went smoothly. So, but I'm like, I ain't gonna look at that shit as no bad thing because that's just showing me like every time something bad happens, something good always happen too. Like I said, once my IG got hacked, my YouTube channel started blowing up, like starting getting more subscribers and shit. So and now I'm on live talking more. Like I've never been on live on YouTube for more than like 10 minutes or 22 minutes was the longest I ever did a live. Like, but now I'm able to do lives for like an hour, 2 hours, cause I see more people who doing lives. I'm like, at first I'm like, man, I used to think about how I looked on camera, but the people who I would watch on live, I'll be once again it'll go back to me judging people, and I'll be like, they don't look better than me, so why am I like why am I judging myself about how I look on camera? Like, yeah, that ain't probably something I should think of or do, but that is the thoughts that come to my head. We all got type of thoughts that we shouldn't be thinking. Like even the person that's watching right now, you probably had a thought today that you probably shouldn't have been thinking. But I don't give a fuck what people say I shouldn't think or what I shouldn't do or what I shouldn't say. I'ma do what the fuck I want, honestly. I'ma smoke, I'ma cuss, like, and I'ma tell my story, tell my truth, and not be ashamed of it. Cause why? Who should I be embarrassed for? Like, the fuck is many people who've been through way worse shit, did way more worse shit, said way more worse shit, and all I'm doing is like saying a few cuss words, and really a curse word is like saying some negativity towards your life or saying negativity towards another person. Like a curse word ain't the word shit, ass, bitch, or whatever. That's not a curse word. That's just a word. But the real curse word can't. That's a curse word. Like people need to understand like really what they saying and what they speaking. So I do, and I intentionally speak. I intentionally talk. So I'm not just saying everything that comes to my mind. Like I be thinking about the shit that I say. And sometimes I do let it flow. Like, and then I have to catch myself. Like, hey, Kenneth, you talking too much. You gotta reel yourself back in. So I'm just now being more comfortable to talk on YouTube. Like, but I'm treating YouTube like Instagram now. I'm treating YouTube like Facebook. It's really a social media. You could post on your community channel just like Facebook and get comments just like Instagram. Like it's the same fucking. They all the same thing. But YouTube, I can watch whatever video I want. I'm a video person. I love videos on social media. So, like, man, I might as well be on YouTube, and then when I get monetized, like get paid for being on YouTube. Like I should have had this epiphany years ago, but I didn't. I was too man. It's because at first I wanted fame. I wanted to be famous. I got that shit through my brother. Then I fell off. And then I'm like, fuck fame. So then when I said fuck fame, my Instagram started falling off. And then I got hacked, but then I realized it ain't about the fame, it's about the message. So me getting on YouTube and I'm like, man, I'm gonna post every fucking day, no matter what, and I'm gonna see what it do. So for every day since November 30th, I've been posting every day, and I gained over 1,000 subscribers and gained over 200,000 views. So I'm like, what the fuck? I should have been focused on this shit and just kept grinding because I know it works. But I was always being distracted. Now I'm like, I'm not about to let no fucking distraction like stop me from getting to some money. Like, cause I already got a couple streams of income. I need this. I need that YouTube stream of income too, not to depend on it, but just to add a couple streams of income. Cause we trying to build wealth at the end of the day. I'm trying to be rich at the end of the day. Like I ain't trying to just live no life regular. Like shit. I want a luxurious lifestyle. Like what the fuck I already experienced. Like I already know what I want. When I first moved to Vegas, I was at in the nightclubs, VIP. Like I was driving in the foreign cars. Like I was eating at the nice restaurants, staying in mansions. So I'm like, I already got a taste of how I want my life to be. When I first came to Vegas, none of that shit was on me. It was on my brother. So it was like, I'm not about to be one of them niggas that just depend on the person who got money and be a leech. I'm gonna go get this shit on my own, cause like I don't want to just be that person who like just there for the ride. I want to drive the car. I want to be the one who's like paying for everybody dinner. I want to be the person like that's on. And I don't even want the spotlight. I don't give a fuck about the spotlight. I just want to be able to be in that position. I ain't like shit because I already know how it feels to be poor. I know how it feels to be in middle class. I know how it feels to be rich. Now I want to be wealthy. I want my kids to be able to enjoy like the lifestyle because I know this shit hard. It's hard as fuck trying to get rich. It's hard as fuck trying to get $1 million. Like that shit is not fucking easy, and you can't be no dumbass. You ain't never seen no dumbass rich. Every person you see that's wealthy is smart, is intelligent. So I'm like, and I'm gonna do this shit the right way. Like I'm a, and I ain't gonna splurge this shit on like what rappers say. Hey, splurge on like shit. I got to connect on my weed. Shit, I don't give a fuck about jewelry. I want a Rolex. I want a presidential Rolex. So I'm gonna get that. I don't give a fuck about the chains, diamonds, none of that shit. So I want me a Tesla. Like so, I'm gonna get me a Tesla. I don't need the other shit. Probably cop a couple Teslas. Then I'm gonna have a nice house for me and my children. So shit, and then it's vacations after that. It's all about experiences after that. Like shit, I ain't gonna be afraid not to show y'all what I'm doing. Like shit, cause already my biggest platform was my Instagram channel. I remember was my Instagram that got took away. So I'm not about even worried about thinking about trying to build up to another 27,000. Like what for? Like shit. I got my brand profile and I'm gonna focus on building that up, but it ain't gonna be about me. So I'm like shit. That was a blessing to get my Instagram hacked. At the end of the day, like shit, that shit would only help me. It only propelled me to focus more on YouTube shit. And now I can be on live for an hour or 2 hours. And even though I wasn't on Instagram for hours out the day, it was still like shit. I wasn't having these type of thoughts because I was too. Even when I would get on Instagram, I would be focused on that shit. That was a distraction. Instagram was a big ass distraction because it was not paying me. I could have probably got paid off of it, but it was not paying. Like I said, my shit was losing followers every day for 3 years. So I'm like, I ain't about to try to manifest that shit up. Like I ain't about to try to put no energy into that shit for what? Like that shit is don't pay as better as YouTube. So shit. And what's the point of being Instagram famous for? Like that shit don't pay no bills. Like I ain't no fucking model. Like so shit. I mean, some people get paid off Instagram too. So, but I wasn't about to try to focus on trying to do that shit. Like I wasn't. And to eat as easy as you can, I could have built that mug up to 1 million followers, and that motherfucker could have got hacked again. So I'd rather to do like focus on YouTube. Like shit, I don't even give a fuck about Facebook. Facebook just got family and friends and like close people, followers and shit. But like, I don't give a fuck about Facebook. Motherfuckers don't be on there talking about shit at all. And I be like, shit. I catch myself just going back and forth to Facebook. Like I'll consciously say, "Can I get off Facebook?" As soon as I get off the app, I'll click right back on it. Like, don't know why the fuck I keep clicking on Facebook. I'm like, well, oh, this some bullshit. And I know I ain't the only one that's like that shit. Like, bro, that shit is really like a fucking drug. So I'm like, man, thank God that my YouTube started gaining some traction. Like, it probably ain't. Man, it's going as fast as I thought it. Like, I didn't expect it to go like this. So shit. Man, I don't know what to expect for the future. All I know is I'm gonna keep posting. All I know is I'm gonna keep putting my energy into YouTube. So shit, yeah, I see the life in it, and I see what I wasn't doing in the past. I wasn't being consistent on fucking YouTube. I post once every 6 months, once a year. So shit, what could I expect from that? If I was thinking of, I was hoping one of my videos just popped. I don't know what I was thinking. Like shit. I don't know. Like shit never had worked out how I thought it was gonna work. That's how I know. Like shit, when you want something in life, all you like when I learned about the law of attraction, I learned to see what I wanted, believe I was gonna get it, and like focus on like the actions to get there. So when I did that, I'll also think like it was gonna turn out the exact way I pictured it in my mind, or I was thinking it was gonna come exactly like the next day, but it never happened like that. So most people give up on some shit. They be like, "Ah, this shit don't work." But me, I'm like, nope. I already know shit don't never happen when you want it. And then I heard about the bamboo tree, how for 5 years it doesn't even peak past the land, but after 5 years, like in the first 90 days, it shoot up like probably like 300 feet, 400 feet, 500 feet. So I'm like, shit. I compared my journey to a fucking bamboo tree. So this is my, in August, it'd be the 5th year since I learned about the law of attraction. I already made over $100,000. So my next goal is to make over $1 million. So I already know it works. It's like, and it ain't gonna happen when I want it to happen. All I gotta do is just though keep working. Cause every day I live. Every day, like I don't work a 9 to 5, so I don't gotta get up and go to a job. I get up and I be in my office just watching videos sometimes on YouTube or on my phone or just listening to music for hours. So I'm like, if I'm doing that for hours and not truly focusing, like doing nothing in particular, like I can get on YouTube and do the exact same thing. Well, now I can't listen to music because I ain't trying to get copyrighted, but that's a blessing too. So I'm not distracted. I'm not distracted by like I'll be watching a video on YouTube and I'll get probably like 10 minutes in and then I'll see something else to watch and I'll just click like so I'm always even distracted throughout the videos I'm watching or the music. I'll be listening to a song, 10 songs, the same song 10 times in a row and then I go to another song. Like it be shit like that. So I'm like let me utilize my time in a the right way like because I felt like I was on the right path for the longest but I wasn't putting the real work in. I thought some shit truly was gonna come how I thought it was gonna come. I thought I was gonna blow up off my podcast. But my what's crazy is my podcast did blow up. People be I haven't did it it's my podcast since September, but almost every day I get an email somebody wanting to be on my podcast. Like I thought I was gonna blow up like Joe Rogan. I thought I was gonna get a Spotify deal or something. Like I mean not thought. Like I want a Spotify deal or something. Apple deal. Like so but when I was focusing on my podcast, I thought that was gonna happen like during the time I was like super heavy going doing my podcast. But it wasn't like I was doing that every day. I was inconsistent with that. I was never consistent with not one thing like now I'm consistent with doing YouTube. Like this is the first time in my life where I've done something every day consecutive except when I fucking brainwash myself to think positive. Like so this is the I'm going on that type of journey. Or when I went into the military, like when I went into the military boot camp to be exact, like shit for 13 weeks in a row, I was being brainwashed to think how the motherfucking Marines wanted me to think. So shit, now it's like I'm brainwashing myself now to work to like overtime, like overdrive, like shit. Cause this, I know YouTube pay shit. I seen it pay. So if his paying like that, what I know it can pay like, I'm gonna need to give me a piece of the pie. Mm-hmm. But shit, it's almost been an hour since I've been on this mug. Ain't nobody really been commenting. I see people coming in and out, but ain't nobody saying nothing. So but it's always easier for me to just talk to myself because of the podcast. Like that's what it blessed me to be able to do. Because for the longest, I didn't even have guests on my podcast. I would just talk to myself, and I'd be able to do that for hours. Because that's the type of time I got. I got time to think. I got time to think about. I have ideas, but most of the time, I don't never put the work in for the idea. Like I have movie scripts that I want to do, but I'll never write that shit. I always think of an excuse why I can't do it. But this YouTube shit, like, is nothing for me to see a video that I'm inspired by on Instagram or Facebook. screen record it, share it because it's inspiring, and then get on live because I'm this. This all I got to do. Like shit, and I get my money in the ways I get my money, but I'm gonna be off live when I do that type of shit. I ain't about to let y'all into my world like that. I'm gonna let you into my mind before I let you into what I got going on. Like shit, and that's how I'm gonna always be. If you be here from now until the end, when I check out this motherfucker, just know like shit. I'm only gonna let you know a piece of me because I'm a private person. That's how I like that shit. My brother, my older brother, he likes fame. He likes the attention. I don't want none of that shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I just wanna, I want the paper. Like I just want the paper. And I want to live my life how I want to live my life how you see on TV and how like people like to broadcast it on social media. I want to live my life like that, but behind the scenes. I don't want people to know how much I got. Please don't ask me how much I got. I mean, but when I do tell people what I made, it's not to say me to brag, but it's for me to inspire. Because when I made that 100,000, guess what? As a business owner, I can't save that 100,000. I gotta reinvest it back into the business. So it's not like I'm able to like say, "Hey, I got 100,000 in my bank account." No, as me, positive minds only. As me, just being as a person, I'm a business myself. Like shout out to Money Man. Like I'm a walking business, so like I gotta reinvest that. If you're on a vibration of fear or believing, you'll get it, or you get tested. Having a fake test don't come and tell you have oranges and orange. I seen something like that, like how they was Africa took some testing like they, but I don't believe in yeah. When you say you're on a vibration of fear, like that's the whole. I ain't gonna say the whole world, but that's 95% of the world vibrates on the fear level. Me, I'm all positive. I don't focus on nothing that I can't control. Cause when you look at the world, that's why they say the devil is in the details. Because when you look at the at Earth from outer space, it's a beautiful planet. Like it's beautiful when you like see videos of the Earth. But when you come down to Earth and when you live here and it's all murder, it's all fires, it's all like crazy and like it's hell basically because it's the devil is in the details. So you said the power of belief. Yep, true. The power of belief. And my beliefs is like I believe in myself because ain't no way I'm gonna believe in what somebody else telling me I need to believe in. Like I'd rather take my chances on like dying and going to hell if there really is a hell and going to heaven rather than believing that shit is true because like I said I know it be people who would transition who would pass away and then their spirit will still be here, so I'm like why is you not in heaven or hell, like why is you still here? Like if it was truly a heaven after we died, why do we reincarnate? Why I gotta leave heaven to come back here? And I know reincarnation is real. Like what's the whole deal with that? But once again, heaven is all a mindset, just like hell is. Most people living in hell right now, like you said, they vibrate the vibration of fear. And most people live in hell. I ain't gonna say most people, but a lot of people live in heaven. Like you see them and they enjoy their life, and they don't want to be seen. Like most people think the richest people in the world is like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates. Those ain't the richest people in the world. The richest people in the world don't want to be on that list. I'm gonna be one of. I don't want to be on no list. Don't put me on. Don't put my information out there. Like I'm good with being able to enjoy my life how I want to live it. Like, but I don't want that to be broadcasted. Like, and it's not even a fear of like being judged or being criticized or whatever it is. But I'm truly private. But I'll let you know what I'm thinking. Like, we can talk about that. And I feel that's more private than anything. Like, my thoughts, my mind. Like, cause the shit I be thinking about, like, it be secret shit. Like, shit you ain't supposed to know about. Like, or you ain't supposed to think about. And not to say it's not what you ain't supposed to be thinking about, because who's to say what you're supposed to be thinking about is right or wrong? Like, honestly. But when you look at the world and what they tell you, how you're supposed to act and what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to feel, like my life is not that. So it's wrong for what I'm to be, for me to be doing what I'm doing. But I don't care about what people think. You can't care about what nobody think. Nobody. For the simple fact, they ain't living your life. If they ain't gonna walk in your shoes, they ain't paying your bills. None of their opinions should matter. And that's your mom, dad, brother, sister. I mean, when you a kid, of course, that's when you're supposed to care, like follow the rules. But as you get older, it's all about breaking the rules. Like that's what I feel like. It ain't about following the rules no more. That if you follow the rules until you die, the rules say you're supposed to go to school, get an education, uh, get a job, and work till you 65, and then enjoy the rest of your 15 or 10 to 15 years of life. That's what the rules say. Well, why I want to follow that? Like when I see like shit, my grandma ain't even said it. She still gotta work. She passed 65 and she still gotta work. So I'm like, I ain't about to fucking do that. Hell no, I hate jobs. Every time I would have a job, I would quit that shit. Yeah, my longest job was the military. Like, and that was because I was under a contract for 4 years. But other than that, the longest job I had was a year. So everything else under that lasted probably like, I don't know, never lasted. Cause I'm like, man, this shit is not for me. What the fuck I want to do this? One of my last jobs, I was working at the casino, and I was a dealer. And this is at the time my brother was blowing up, blowing up on YouTube. And I'm like, every day I would tell people like, hey, look, go watch my brother. Look at him. He blowing up. Hey, he getting rich off YouTube. But I'm over here being a fucking what is it? A fan and not actually partaking in it myself. Like not doing it myself. I was literally just focused on like my brother's success, building them up. And then when I moved out here to Vegas, I realized, hey, if you want that life yourself, you gotta work for that shit. And ain't nobody gonna give you nothing. Unless you one of them leech people. But nobody gonna give you shit. And you don't want it that way, because if somebody gonna give you something, they gonna talk about what they gave you. And they gonna brag about it. They gonna throw it in your face. So I ain't one of them people. And if I do help people, you like I said, I'm a private person. You'll never know what I do, what I help, who I help, unless they say something. But I don't do help for publicity. But I understand publicity works in this day and time. So, but I want it for the right thing. Like my little brother said, he like fuck the fame. You want to be notorious. You want to be notorious. You you want some notoriety. So I want my name to be known, but I don't care about being seen. I just want to be heard. That's what it is. But being on Facebook, they want you to be on live. I'm an introvert. I hate fucking being on camera. Like, literally, I hate this. Well, not, I can't say I hate it because I've been doing it recently, but before, I'm like, man, I don't want to be on camera. I bought so many, like, vlogging cameras thinking I might be doing YouTube, but I'm like, the whole time, like, I was just wasting money. Cause I haven't paid no type of profit off what I've invested in YouTube already. Like that's the crazy part about it. Now I'm fucking doing YouTube. I'm doing it only using my phone. At first I thought I had to buy different cameras and shit and all what you needed to be successful on YouTube. But all you need is what you got in your hand. So but you only figure that out when you're going through life, when you trying shit and you continue to try it. Me, like it took so long for me to be consistent with this shit. If I had kept trying, kept posting videos every day, I'd have been popped. I'd have been had way more subscribers. But I'd really been fucking procrastinating. I really been not focused on that shit. And there's a lot of reasons why. Like shit, it ain't no one reason why. Shit, I could post a video every day about why I ain't had no stuff on my YouTube, why my YouTube been dead, why I've been dry. But I couldn't tell you not one reason why I wasn't going. But now I figured that answer out. Like this is one of the things I finally figured out. Look, it took me some fucking years. It's so much money I probably missed out on. Not probably. I know I missed out on a lot of money. So now I have to when I'm about to be monetized. I'm being monetized in a new day and age of YouTube. When my brothers and them was first getting monetized, YouTube was way easier to make money off of. It's super hard now. Like so, I'm being I'm one of them baby YouTubers that's have to get accustomed to what's going on now and now what happened how YouTube used to be. So me posting shorts, that's a new way, or not just me, but people posting shorts, that's a new way to get subscribers and views quick and fast. So I'm not about to be posting personal views and shorts. Like why when everybody shares everything. And when you look on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, it's all reshared information. So I'm like, what the fuck? I can do that too. And people been doing that this whole time on YouTube and getting paid. And I've been judging them, saying, "Hey, you not doing it the right way. You supposed to build it up with yourself." And that's just that was my I don't know why I was thinking that shit. But the whole time, both of my brothers got put on. I mean, they blew up on YouTube by doing reactions. And that's other people's videos. And me, I started off trying to do personal, like me content. Didn't nobody want to see me. Didn't nobody know who I was. They didn't give a fuck about me. What the fuck? Like I said, I could give you a million reasons why I wasn't successful on YouTube, why I wasn't getting no fucking subscribers on YouTube. So it's crazy though. Now, so the journeys we go through in life. I mean, if you on a journey, like if you ain't doing shit with your life, then I ain't talking to that type of person. But for the people that want something out of life, like them journeys is never gonna be smooth and easy. That shit gonna be something new every day. Like if you a person like me, like shit, I'm trying to learn something new every day. I'm trying to break a new record every day. I'm not trying to stay in the same situation I was in last year. For what? Why don't I want to grow when the world is getting more expensive? Like we really in a time where we seeing inflation go way higher. Like it usually go up every year anyways, but this shit really went up after last year after this pandemic. So motherfuckers is steady standing at the job making the same amount of money and they gonna get left behind. I ain't about to be one of them people. Hopefully y'all not trying to be either like shit. It's enough money in this world. It's enough digital currency in this world for us all to be rich. It's enough talent. It's enough things to do for us to all to blow up in our own way. So I want to encourage everybody to just get out your comfort zone. Whatever it is you fear, I should tackle that fear. Go towards that shit. Push towards that shit because it's all imaginary. It's all illusion shit. This shit is really just a game. And most people are really stuck on level one. Like, or it's a maze. Either way you look at it, it could be a maze. Most people never want to go through the maze because they're afraid they're going to get stuck. They're afraid they're going to get lost. But at the same time, if you never get through the maze, you never get to the finish line. So most people just never try. And I can't be one of them motherfucking people. I'm not going to be that. For what? Because by the time 2060, 2050, 2030 come, just imagine how expensive shit is today. 10 years from now, 20 years from now. What? And if you're not making millions of dollars, billions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if you're not progressing in your life, if you're not evolving, you go. If you seen the movie Ready Player One, please tell me the person that's watching this, you seen Ready Player One. Please say yes. If you seen it, but if you haven't, go watch that movie. If you seen Ready Player One, That's the future. That's the real future. Will you be one of them people that's living in the motherfucking trailers getting left behind because you didn't take advantage of what was going on today? Like you didn't invest in Bitcoin, crypto today. Like you said, you didn't try to get into the metaverse today. Like motherfuckers talking about, no, the metaverse is just to go take over the world. It really is. It been took over the world. If you on social media, if you got a social media, that's the metaverse. It's the same exact thing. That's all. You go on Facebook, you in a different world. You gonna be the person you wanna be. Like you gonna show them what you want them to show. You gonna make them perceive what you want them to perceive. So if you seen Ready Player One, like you do not want to be one of them poor ass people who owe the government or whatever company it is. So man, I'm excited for the future though. Shit, I'm excited for today. I'm excited, like literally, I'm excited for being able to be on this live, like talk longer than an hour again. My record is 2 hours and 18 minutes for being on live. I'm gonna try to beat that, like for real. Like my goal is to always like excel, keep growing, keep growing. It may not have to be fast, super fast, but if I keep growing every day, little by little, shit. When I look up 10 years from now, look how big that should be. Like if I grow at this same pace every day from to the rest of my life, I could like really create something like massive. And I've been started on the Positive Minds Only brand. So, but I'm 3 years in on building Positive Minds Only. I'm almost 5 years in on building myself up. So, man, just imagine where I'm going 10 years from now. Like when you look at Bill Gates, and if you could look at the timeline of his life and how he was, like I know I'm one of them type of people. Shit, I know I'm one of them type of people. Like most people don't know. Most people look at me as weird, crazy, or whatever. Like you probably don't think that, but still, in my life and my journey, most people always looked at me as different. So for me to blow up and become the person who I know I'm gonna become, like shit. All I can say in the future right now is I told you so. That's you could do that too. You like it's all about belief. It's all about what you believe in, what you see for yourself. Most people think like knowing the future is like impossible. Seeing seeing the future is seeing the future is impossible. But all you gotta do is close your eyes and imagine. That's what the law of attraction is. I can close my eyes and imagine any type of future I want and believe it's gonna happen. And all I gotta do is work towards that. Like follow the the blueprint of what I really want in life. And yes, it's gonna come with the obstacles, but that's okay because life come with them bitches anyway. Every day you gotta go deal with some other shit, and most people don't be going through. Most people live a regular ass life, and they still gotta deal with bullshit. Do you want to deal with bullshit with money, or do you want to deal with bullshit without it? Because either way, it ain't just money, more problems. Like no, the problems are still there. Like it's still people don't get it. The problems are still there. Just people with money, they ain't got money to deal with those problems. So I'm trying to be a nigga with money, and the problems I deal with is minor, and I'm behind the scenes. So I ain't being judged off messing up in life, making mistakes, because we all gonna make those mistakes. Like literally, we nobody gonna be on this earth and they gonna get away scotch free from like life. Like so, you gonna get bruised, you gonna get fucked up during life. But if you keep moving forward, like shit, nothing gonna be able to stop you. Like shit, life and death is just the next step. So most people be scared to die, but they'll be living life today. Like what the fuck? That shit don't make no sense. Like you want to live forever, but you ain't creating nothing. You ain't doing nothing. You ain't got no type of fucking legacy. What the fuck do you want to stay here for forever for? Like shit, I'm trying to grow. I don't need to be here forever. I know life is short. Like Nipsey Hussle, my favorite rapper, died at 33. I'm 31 years old. Like what? Like I know life is short. Like so, the fuck I'm going to try to go get something for my life. Cause I don't know when I'm gonna exit out this motherfucker. You don't either. So shit, don't take life for granted. Like literally now I'm not taking shit for granted. I'm not taking YouTube for granted. YouTube been out for over 12 years and now I'm fucking finally putting real energy into YouTube. So I'm like, shit, I ain't late, but shit, I'm kind of late. But I don't know what that last message meant, but still, life is definitely what you make it to be. And if you don't make it to be nothing, you will definitely have nothing. Really, you would not have anything. If you don't want nothing, you don't see yourself. If you can't see into the future, if you can't close your eyes and imagine yourself having something, you would never have anything. Do you want to be one of the type of people? I know I don't. Shit. Like Scarface said, I want the whole world and everything in it. He probably didn't say those exact words, but shit, he said something of the nature. I ain't trying to go out like Scarface though. Fuck that shit. But that nigga died young too. That Scarface was not no old man. That's what the world show you. That's what's crazy. That's why niggas don't want shit. Cause they see the people who got shit and they see them get took out early. But you still gotta go out there and get it. The fuck? Like I'm not about to visualize that for myself. I'm not about to think that for myself and manifest that. Nah, I'm gonna fucking focus on my getting me something safely. Like living my life safely. Like shit, I know I can wiggle through the fucking maze. Like shit, there's plenty of people who did it. Like shit, but there's plenty of people who died in the process, but they still created massive shit. Like, so do you want to create something, be somebody, or do you want to fucking settle? I ain't about to settle for shit. I ain't. We don't have to. Like, there's no point in me settling. I don't have to settle. Why? The fuck? Like I said, life is expensive anyway. As you can see, gases go up and down every day. So I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna take a risk to get something. Like for real, and I ain't gonna stop till I'm not gonna stop at all. Like ain't no stopping. The fuck until the day I die, I'm not stopping to get what I want in life, and you shouldn't either. Cause everybody ain't gonna be able to. Everybody don't get this chance. There's some people born in third world, live in third world countries, and they don't got the chance I got that living in America or wherever. Like most people who born in third world countries do not got the chance to make it as far as we make it. And that's a spiritual thing too. So like, hey, it was a point in time where I reincarnated and I ain't had nothing. Like, so, but I ain't trying to take it on that type of journey. Because a lot of time when I start talking about reincarnation, people like, oh, it's time for me to go. This nigga talking crazy again. But it's somebody that's gonna be like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. So I need to still keep talking because, like, yeah, who gives a fuck about the motherfucker that's gonna leave? I'm like, shit. And plus, people could leave anyway. This I ain't even calling out people who don't want to hear about reincarnation because people do got lives to live. Like for sure. Like I be on some type of people lives and I like they be talking about people who leave and I be right about to leave and I know they be talking shit about the people who leave for another reason, but I be about to leave the live and I feel like I gotta stay kind of long because I don't want to feel like he talking to me. But at the same time, that's some mental shit because he don't know. Like the person who's looking at live don't know who's leaving, who's coming unless everybody is commenting and my stuff ain't got there yet. But at the same time, I know it's gonna get there. But I just gotta keep doing it. I just gotta stay on live. And every day I wake up, I got time. Like so I can click on fucking YouTube live and fucking holy shit. I know I was supposed to be doing something. I'm late. Late as hell. I was supposed to be doing this event online, but which one's more important? This one. So I ain't tripping. And plus, I ain't about to get off live to do it. I don't need to get off live. I can stay on here. See, any other time I would have been like, oh, it's time for me to go. Nope. I'm gonna fucking stay on live, enjoying this event. Good thing I ain't got class today. Good thing class is almost over. I got until February till I graduate. My wife's like, hey, you should go back to school for something. I'm like, yeah, I should, but I hate. This is the first time I went, besides trucking school and high school, this is the first time I went from the beginning to the end in college. I done dropped out of college 5 times already. Oh shit. I thought I was on camera. Yeah. I don't know if y'all can hear what's on the camera. I hope I don't get called out. They probably don't even see me. I'm the only dude in this live, and it's about like a vision board, what you want and what you want to manifest. So this is it seems like it's a woman event because it's all women, but at the same time, like I'm always down to talk about. Hold on, yeah. Oh, my bad, y'all. Gotta get prepared to get called out. What's crazy is when it get time for me to talk in front of a bunch of people, I get nervous. I start getting anxiety and stuff. Me being a man of my word is what got me here.
and just being able to, talk and, being able to relate to other people. So it's just like I want to continue to do that, but on a different level.
I like that one a lot because I do know being around my sisters and meeting them and at school, it has got me out of my shell. And I tell them that often, like, oh, that took a lot out of me. Like, especially like talking right here and now with you guys. And so, yeah, that one hit home. Being social, getting out of my comfort zone. So that's a good goal. I like that one. We got a few new faces. Hi. Hello.
Hello. I feel like I'm the only guy here, and I feel like I shouldn't be here, but I did sign up for it though, cause
No.
I seen something about vision boards, and I have a vision board right now. So I'm like, man, this would be a great time to talk about vision boards. So for my personal vision board, I mean, my personal goals that I have for this year is like one to get monetized on YouTube, and I've actually been working towards that, and it's been actually progressing pretty faster than I thought it was. So another one was to get over 100,000 views. I already accomplished that one. So then I had some money goals to accomplish as well. So those are like, I don't want to speak on those numbers because I really want those to happen. But if it don't, I don't want to be people like, it didn't come. So I'll keep those to myself. But as far as being a business owner in my podcast, Positive Minds Only, I plan on being more consistent on that. So that's another one of my goals. But I don't got that on my vision board, but it's there in my mind. So, and I'm sorry, I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Kenneth. I'm from Gary, but I live in Las Vegas. But like I said, I just seen something about vision boards and signing up, and I'm like, yeah, it sounds cool. So nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you as well. Thanks for coming and plug your YouTube. I love YouTube at night. Like I'm one of those people like I watch it faithfully. It helps me calm down after a long day. But yeah, welcome.
Yeah, my YouTube is called Positive Minds Only as well, just like the podcast. So, I've been posting a lot of shorts lately, but I have been doing lives as well. So I do. I'm actually on YouTube Live right now, so I wasn't expecting to be on here, but I realized I'm like, oh, I'm late for something. So I'm like, I'm not gonna get off live just to do this. I'm gonna do it both together. So yeah, you can find me on Positive Minds Only. So
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
So I'm gonna play a little bit more music and continue to work on our vision board.
Yeah, well, I might get copyrighted anyway because they playing Marvin Gaye, but hey, that's cool. I love some Marvin Gaye. But I'm not working on my vision board because I already got my vision board. But hey, it was cool. I didn't get called out. I called myself out, and I'm always, like I said, I felt anxiety coming up before start to talk. So I guess I gotta stop recording. So, but I'm definitely lead alive. So